Well, welcome back to another episode of Footballin with Ben Roethlisberger. My name is Spence, and as always, I am joined here with two-time Super Bowl champion, and some would say the warden of Ball Hornin', ladies and gentlemen, Ben Roethlisberger.
Hey, thank you, Brian and Jason, for that lovely nameplate.
Sweet. Yes.
The warden of Ball Hornin'.
Sweet nameplate, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, man. How you been, dude?
Good. This is crazy. Because we haven't seen each other in 2 weeks, maybe?
It has to be 2 weeks.
Like 2 weeks,
right?
roughly.
When was the last time?
Well, I've been gone. We've been out of town for a week and a half.
That's what I'm saying. I don't remember
before that. I mean, saw you real quick at church. I mean, but it was like
all right,
hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, happy Easter. We haven't seen each other. We've talked a little bit, but even we not like normal.
No,
it's probably because you've been doing some stuff. You got some stuff going on. We can talk about. I've been out of town with the family on spring break, and so we literally so the people they're not going to believe us, but about 3 minutes ago before we started, I'm late getting here. Like you had everything set up. I literally poured a beer and sat down, and because I come from baseball, Benjamin had a baseball scrimmage.
I've been at your house longer than you have.
100%. Yeah. You've been here a lot longer than me. I get the kids down. Okay, I come down here. I sit down, grab a beer, and we're like ready to rock. And you're like, "What do you want to talk about?" And I was like, "I don't know. I have no clue." And we laughed. We said, "Well, this is going to be the best or worst episode ever."
Yes.
You're like, "Do you want to?" I got some fan stuff. I'm like, "All right, cool." You're like, "Do you want to catch up on stuff in the NFL?" And I'm like, I have zero, I don't know what's going on. I mean, I have a little bit, but because we've been gone, we're out of the country a little bit, and it's just like, I have no clue really what's going on in the world.
You just living that retired life, my brother. You living good.
Well, yeah, I hurt my back.
You hurt your back? Oh, that's
right. I hurt my back, and we haven't talked about that.
Yes.
I did. I have a herniated disc.
Is it really?
Yeah, full-fledged herniated disc.
Oh, it's like hurt.
Yes, hurt. Yes.
Gosh, dude, I didn't know
18
that.
years in the NFL, never hurt my back. Retired for a year and a half. Try and play a little basketball or something. And yeah, it's like my discs or my vertebrae. Yeah. They said it's like an ice cream sandwich. Like they smushed and the ice cream's coming out.
Good.
So I have like fluid and goo coming out.
Good for you, dude.
And it's like pushing on a nerve, which is why I have like pain in my leg. It's awful. It's awful. Now I'm doing better. I got a shot like a week and a half ago. And Ashley said the needle was like the size of a pencil.
Yeah.
It's like super thick.
Oh, for sure.
It was in a CT, so they saw it. And I have a pretty good pain tolerance, right? I almost cried. I had like the tears in my stomach. But it was to the point where I couldn't sleep. Like I had so much pain in my legs. My one leg.
Herniated disc, dog.
Yeah, it was so bad. And so I couldn't sleep. Like it was just absolutely miserable. And so I finally started getting some relief from that shot and stuff. And they say that it'll, like the inflammation will like take some of the liquid will absorb into my body or whatever, and it'll start to get better. But it has been like brutal.
So
I've had all kinds of stuff going on.
Is it funny to you or frustrating that you play 18 years in the NFL and a herniated disc happens when you're retired?
I don't know if it wasn't that funny the way it hurts.
Right,
I'll tell you what. Hey, I'll tell you what. For anyone out there that's had back pain or hasn't had back pain, it's debilitating. Like it is awful when your back, like you can't do anything. Like for a while, like I was only comfortable bending over.
Really? Like
walking like an old man around the house. Like I was going to get a walker.
Dude.
Because what happened was they said because it created when my spine bent, it created like openness in my spine, right?
That makes
sense.
The
fluid wasn't, and when I got straight up, it was squishing everything and pinching. So I couldn't stand upright. I mean, it brought me to my knees. It is so debilitating because for the longest time I was playing basketball.
Yeah.
And I just thought I had like a muscle, like, my muscle, my back hurts on my muscle. Sure. So I'm like, I'm going to play through that. Right. And like literally I'd be playing basketball and it'd be like excruciating. But I'm like, it's just muscle. Like I'm okay. Like you can play through muscle. And then I'm like, no, what am I doing?
Yeah, man. You see, you out here trying to play through.
And I'm not trying to play in the NBA or anything. We're just trying to get conditioning.
But you're trying to play through a pickup game with the homies like you would.
I know.
In the league.
But
that's so funny.
I think I made it.
It's not funny, but
I think I made it way worse playing basketball. So anyway, that's been going on. That's been awful.
So you got the shot, last week? For vacation. Has it gotten any better?
It has. I was able to sleep all day. Like they told me 7 to 10 days until you start feeling some relief. And I started feeling relief a little bit quicker than that. And it's been about 10 days now. And so I can do, if I stand for too long, I'll definitely be like, I need to sit down. But it's getting better.
Is there like a surgery or something, or is it
There is, but they said that right now they don't think I'll need it because it's like mostly liquid coming out and that can absorb. But yeah, and it says any surgery can be whatever, but
that's wild.
Yeah, I was like, can I still golf?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Like,
that's why I care. I mean,
can you?
I can. I just can't like swing it real hard right now.
Jeez, bro.
So yeah, so on vacation I got to play with Benjamin a little bit.
Yeah.
Get him ready because this last weekend he played the golf tournament in Cleveland.
How did he do?
He played in the Cleveland Junior Open for Hurricane Golf. Pretty good. He won.
Did he really?
Yeah, came in first.
My man.
I was caddying for him and had to carry the bag 36 holes. That probably wasn't good for my bag either, but
not at all.
Whatever. It's for my son.
It's for the W, man. You guys got it.
We did. Just typical Roethlisberger dominating Cleveland again type thing.
This is generational. This is you've got the heir to the throne. You've passed the cup.
It was pretty cool. But no, it was fun to be there with him and play a really hard course and everything. But it was neat. So cool. I'm excited for him for that. That's kind of what's been going on, really.
So I've known Jamin to be a good golfer since I think I've known him. He's been like really good for his age group, right? Yeah. He's getting older now. Is he at the age now or at the skill level that like, oh, this is going to be what it is?
He's pretty good. But by no means am I going to sit here and say like, oh my gosh, he's the best like in the state or the country or the world at his age. But he's got a very good skill set and he's very good and he loves it. He really enjoys playing, which is big. He's to the point now where, and I keep asking him like, dude, do you want to do this? Like he's talking about like, I'm going to go to the Masters. Like on the second day of the tournament, he wore his like Scotty Scheffler shirt. He's got the same shirt that Scotty Scheffler wore when he won the Masters. It's like black and white kind of or whatever. Mm-hmm. So he wore his shirt, and he's all about like, I'm going to go to the Masters. Like I'm going to play. I want to do this. And so I just keep telling like, are you sure you want to do that? Because if you just want to play like with dad when we go on trips and like, father-son events and things like that, then that's a different kind of like golf. Like we can have fun, we can learn. But if you really want to be great at this, which is like I say, it's 10 still, so I still am not pushing too much. I think like 12 or 13 is when it's like, okay, we might need to get like almost psycho crazy if you really want to do it, because I don't want to because he's still playing some baseball, he's playing basketball, right? He's gonna play football in the fall.
Is he really?
We'll see how that goes.
Oh geez, how do you feel about that, dude?
I told him he couldn't play till the 5th grade, and he's like, Dad, 5th grade this year.
Got a calendar?
Yeah,
he's just counting down.
Yeah, buddy, I know.
Jeez.
Anyway, so it's not like we're specializing in one sport, but he does really like it and he is really good at it. So just kind of letting him have fun with it and see where it goes. So he's a good player and he's having fun. That's what matters.
As a professional athlete, or I guess former now, you're a podcast host now. What advice would you give to parents who are or whose children are in sports and they look promising? And it's like, hey, this could be, something serious. What's maybe the next step? Is there anything that you would say, having gone through it yourself and making it, and then now reaching the stage in your kid's life to where that's a conversation you have to have with Ashley?
Well, to be honest, like I don't think that like when nowadays that these kids and I don't know if it's the parents or the kids, but specializing early is not the right move. It's not. I don't know the percentage. I would love to know, but like in talking to my teammates, like I said, I didn't play football till the 5th grade.
Yeah.
Obviously, I was just fine.
Right.
And I played football, basketball, and baseball all the way through high school.
Into college? Or you
all the way through high school. Yeah. And then obviously I stopped playing basketball and baseball my senior year. Right. I played my senior year and I stopped. And so I think it's important to play all those. So I think it each one made me better at a different one, And so I just don't think that you should specialize. Even when your kid's really good, like let him do other things, because I've seen so much burnout. And in talking to my teammates, like I'll ask them, because I was so curious, like, hey, did you, when did you start playing football, or did you specialize, or what? And most of them were like, no, I played track, or I played basketball, or I played I was actually better at something else, and I made it in football. And so like you look at some of these golfers, I know like, they aren't necessarily, someone played baseball early on. Someone like Ricky Fowler, I think, was motocross till a certain time. Like
he got the haircut.
Everyone was. It's just there's so few guys. I mean, there are some. I think Justin Thomas was like golf from day one.
Sure.
And obviously Tiger golf from day one, and those are. But there's probably a bunch of guys out there, and there are that never made it that were really good early on. There's probably someone that beat Tiger at an early age,
sure,
or was is comparable. but never made it because he got burnt out or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I think even talking to Tiger and hearing, like, if you read stuff or hear stuff and listen to him, I think he probably wished he wasn't pushed so hard. Obviously, if you look at the big picture and what he had and what he succeeded, it's probably hard to argue some of the stuff. But there's probably times he's like, I probably still could have got there if I did 5 days a week instead of 7 or 6. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is. But that's my biggest advice. Let kids be kids. Let them play multiple things. If they're going to be good, they're going to be good at it. I think sometimes parents get caught living through their kid, right? Their kid is pretty good. They're pretty good. And it's like, okay, maybe he's bigger than everyone right away or whatever it is. There's always that kid, right? And so they end up being like, oh, this is it. We are gonna make it. Are we? You know, I mean,
we's an interesting word,
but I think they get caught up in that sometimes. And I don't mean to be negative towards parents that are supportive. Because it's one thing to be supportive. It's another thing to be like that overbearing. You know, like when I played Benjamin and I played. Of course, Benjamin played in a golf tournament. I was caddying for him last year. And literally it's 2 days of 18 holes, which is a lot for a nine-year at the time. And literally on the second day we're playing, one of the dads we're playing with, he's like, the kid is grinding. And the kid, these kids are exhausted. You're walking, 36 is hot, it's the end of the summer. And the dad's like, we got to, let's finish this roundup so we can get home and get another like 9 holes in. The kid's like, do I have to, Dad?
Jeez.
He's like, yeah, we got to get some more work in. And it's like, golly, really? 9?
Do we?
Yeah.
Do we?
And so it's just, and that's kind of why I said early on, I was like, I told Benjamin, like, it's okay. Like, we're going to, enjoy this, that, and the other. 12 or 13, that's about the time, because right now, even if say he was the best 10-year-old in this area, well, guess what? There's a bunch of 10-year-olds in Florida, Texas, wherever that you've never even heard of. Or, and you know what, that there might even be a kid when Benjamin turns 13 or 12, that there's a kid right now that will be the best golfer in the world at that age that maybe hasn't even picked up a club yet.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying? Like, he hasn't even started playing whatever sport it is. I'm just using golf as an example, but there might be some guys that just have never played it yet. Like, like I said, I didn't play till the 5th grade. There was probably some kids that were in 3rd and 4th grade that were like, oh my goodness, they're going to make it. They're going to be so good. And then whatever. So that, I don't know. That's a really long-winded thing for advice for parents. Let kids do things. Don't try and push them. Don't specialize it too early. At some point, you'll know when it's right, and make sure the kid wants to do it. Make sure they want to do it. And it's when it's like, hey, we got a free day today. What do you want to do? See what they say.
Yeah.
Don't throw it to them. Hey, we got a free day. You want to go do this? Mm-hmm. What do you want to do today? Okay. And like I told Benjamin today, hey, we're talking about he's getting a golf lesson, practicing this week a lesson. I said, what do you want to work on? Because I want to hear what he said, what he thinks he needs to work on. That's good. I know what he needs to work on, but what does he think he needs to work on? Like, let him pick it. Let him see. That way you can kind of see and he can gauge where he is. And if you give a kid a chance to, hey, maybe he wants to, say it's baseball. You want to go do baseball today? Well, of course he's probably going to say yeah. Or say, hey, what do you want to do? Maybe the kid says, you know what? I want to go outside and just play catch with you, Dad. Well, that's getting work too. Yeah. Or it's or maybe let's go for a walk. Whatever it is, just see if the kid really wants to do it too.
No, that's good, man. No, and I think there's ownership there, right? Mm-hmm. There's ownership for Jamin or whoever to claim that and make it their own thing, even if it maybe started with my dad was golfing, so I went along with him, and maybe found it obviously through the parents, but that's dope, dude. 5th grade though, football, man. Is that how are you? How you feeling about that?
I mean, he didn't want to play baseball because he didn't want to get hit with the ball, but he wants to go play football. Yeah. I mean, you're gonna get hit, right? Yeah, that's only certain. By the way, I'm gonna tell you this too. I'm gonna tell you before we get back to this. This is what he said to me this weekend. This is what he said this weekend. This is the story. This is a story. This is a good one here.
It's gonna be good. It starts like this.
So he's going. This is the second day of the tournament, and he plays well early, and then he kind of has like a 2 or 3 hole stretch where he's not hitting the ball. We're just not playing well, and he's kind of like he's getting frustrated, and he's down, and he's trying to encourage. I'm trying not to get down because I get frustrated too, obviously. Sure. And so I'm like, you're okay, man. You'll be fine. Like, so then finally I snap out. I'm like, okay, bring him back. And Ashley's getting ready to leave because she's going to her parents' house for Easter, and we're gonna go meet them after the round, right? So it's like hole 10. She leaves, and as she's leaving, she goes, hey, Jam, you got it. Like, you're the best in the world. And she was like, right, Dad? And I literally just told him that too, right? And I was like, yeah. I said, dude, that's what I'm talking. I said, yes, he is the best in the world. I said, just go out now and act like it and play like it. You know, I said, things aren't always going to go your way. Doesn't mean you're not the best in the you're not the best in the world. I said, you've got to have this mentality that I'm the best in the world. I'm having a bad spell, but I'm still the best in the world. I said, dude, you know, there were times that like I was the best in the world at what I did. But it wasn't that I was always that good, right? Like there was maybe I threw an interception, or I had a bad game or a bad segment of a game. Didn't mean that my mindset, I wasn't the best in the world at that moment. It just, I wasn't having a moment of it. And so I said, you need to, you know, that's where you are right now. You're just not playing well. Bring yourself back to being the best in the world at what you do. And he's like, yeah, Dad, but like, he goes, yeah, I hear you. We're walking on the fairway. I hear you, Dad. I mean, but honestly, like, this is way tougher than what you did. I was like, I'm sorry? I'm fairly certain I didn't hear you correctly.
My man was dead serious.
Dead serious. He's like, well, I mean, Dad, really? I mean, what did you do? You threw the ball. And I'm like, out here, I have to like talk about like the speed, the angle, the land, all this stuff, and the wind, all that. I'm like, that's all I did is I just threw the ball.
Yeah, you didn't have to use geometry, Dad.
I was like, I was just like, and I didn't get mad. I didn't say anything. I was just like really, bud? Like, hand off. You got to read the defense. You got to call the play. I mean, see, you know, they did a study that said the toughest job in sport is the NFL quarterback, right?
No. It's golf. It's 10-year-old golf.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, he was so serious. Like, Dad, it's not. I mean, what you did is so much easier than what I have to do out here.
I would have loved to witness that.
Well, I told Ashley that last
Dad. Thank you, but you don't get it.
Yeah, you don't
understand what
really
I'm going through right now.
That's basically what happened.
Yeah,
and I told Ashley that last night. She about died.
All right, yeah. Super Bowls, pretty cool, Dad. So that's amazing. Good for him.
Anyway, yeah. So that was his like, you know, that was the thing. But so football, that made me think of that. But yeah. So football, he's been talking about. I said you can play in the 5th grade.
Does he want to play quarterback?
He doesn't. I don't think he wants to. He wants to play like safety, corner. Like he wants to play defense for some reason.
Sure.
You know. And so we'll see. Like, you know, whatever that looks like. But
that's funny, though.
Yeah, he's excited. So we'll see. We gotta figure out what that looks like and what he wants to do with it and how long he does it. I always said I'm not going to discourage it. Do I hope at some point he like doesn't want to play anymore? Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
I mean, I've gotten to witness you and Ashley be extremely supportive of all your kids going through sports, and it makes sense because both you and Ashley were phenomenal athletes. Is Jamin wanting to go into football specifically? Strike a different chord? Like, do you feel like there's more pressure, obviously, because that's where you succeeded professionally? And if so, how do you how do you plan to navigate that?
I mean, yeah, I would assume there's going to be pressure. I assume people are going to want him to play quarterback and assume that he's going to be good, and that's why I guess I'm okay that he doesn't, even if he wants to play, like he doesn't play quarterback. Yeah. Even though he can throw it really well, like he doesn't want to do that. Then I think there's less pressure if he doesn't play quarterback.
Sure.
Plays quarterback, then there's always going to be something like that. You know, you think like the Mannings, things like that. But I don't know. I just think that I don't know how you manage it. I mean, maybe early on it won't be as big of a deal. Mm-hmm. Imagine if he went to high school and was still playing football, it'd probably be a bigger deal.
Right.
Especially being around here. If we went somewhere else, maybe it wouldn't be a big deal, like a different state or something. But being here in Western PA. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how he handles it, if he wants to handle it or not. I think the kids still, it's still surreal to them that people, like, Dad, that guy's staring at you. Or that guy wants a picture. That guy wants an autograph, Dad. You know, so it's still kind of.
Why do they have our last name on their shirt?
Yeah. Why is he wearing your jersey? So anyway, I don't know. We'll see.
It's a wild ride, man. But it's going to be fun to watch, man. And it's cool to, a couple times I've got to see him golf, man. It's cool to watch him dial in. Yeah. Because he does have that bloodline, man, that trait that you guys have. It's in your dad. Yeah. It's in you. Obviously, we've gotten to see it on display, but it's also in your kids too. Bailey, but they all got it. There's just that thing that, like, when they're competing, they have and you mentioned it to me. I think we were going to the Mercy Me concert. That's the thing we were talking about, what separates good from great. And you had mentioned it's the mentals. Mm-hmm. Like, the good can perform like the great, but the great, and when you just said it, when your mentals are off, the great can get back. The good typically can't, or can't as fast. And I don't know, just as the homie, as Uncle Jesse over here watching it all happen, man. There's something in the Roethlisberger's eyes but Ash got it too, though. Like,
for sure.
Yeah, all of you guys have this thing that's...
Bodie's going to be the killer. Bo's going to be the one that, for sure. that he's hard on himself when it's not like we were playing catch and night during Benjamin's baseball practice or his scrimmage. And Ashley was watching. She's like, "Why is he so serious?" I'm like, "I don't know. He's just focused. Like he doesn't want to miss a ball. He doesn't want anything. Like he beats himself up if the ball's not like right to me or something. Like he's so funny.
That's awesome.
He's so funny, and he's the one. I told you our golf story. Benjamin won't watch this, so I'll be okay. But we went golfing. Me, him, and Bodie. We just went to the course. We're carrying our clubs. This is probably like a month ago. Just carrying our clubs, walking, and we're gonna play 3 or 4 holes. And Bo's like, I want to go too. I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. I'm like, I don't really work with Bodie on golf because it's like that's Benjamin's sport.
Sure.
And like truly, listen, I think he's in bed.
We're not recording this.
Like Bodie just whatever he picks up, he's really good at. He just naturally and being the younger one, sometimes I've noticed that with other people too. Like the young one has to keep up with the older brother and sister, so they're sometimes better. And so he kind of just naturally is good at all the sports. And so I'm like, okay, I'll take him golf. I'm not going to work with him on anything. And you know, this is Benjamin's sport. We'll let Benjamin have this. Like, I don't even want Bodie to be good at golf, right? Because he's probably going to be better at Benjamin at every other sport, to be honest. So let's not put that on him, you know? And so I'm like, it's all right. Benjamin will always have golf. And so we're out there and Bodie's got his hands kind of apart, that stance and everything. By like the end of the first hole, he's like hitting the ball right down the middle. And I'm just like, and then he's like chipping up close and he's putting, and I'm just like, all right, enough. We're done. You're done. We're going home. We're out here. I'm like, I can't even let you. Like Benjamin, can't, you know, like obviously he's not as good as Benjamin, but still, just the fact of the matter is like, if he put work into it, he could be.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, nope, we're done.
Yeah,
You're done with golf.
So funny, dude.
Yeah, he's funny. So
good for him. Yeah, that's gonna be cool to watch, man.
Yeah,
I feel like becoming a parent and having those like characteristics develop. Like the same thing in my daughter. Like she'll do something. She's gonna be a phenomenal musician if she chooses to do it. Mm-hmm. There's like an innate thing in her that she can catch a rhythm. She understands melody at 16 months in a way that I've never seen in a 16-month-old. Like it's weird. And I'm not like a wildly talented like musician. I'm a good musician, but she's like got things that like savant people do.
That's cool.
Yeah. So it's really weird. For her. She got like rhythm.
Yeah.
Yeah. She'll sit there and she'll just like do beats, and I'm like,
good for her. Well, she's been.
Was that an accident?
She's been hearing music literally like not from the womb, like
yes,
in your house, you and Ken. I mean, it's just there's nonstop. But
yeah, so we'll see.
Speaking of parent, do you have that? Was that book over there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Real quick. Yeah, this is your book.
Yes, it was gifted to me by a good friend of mine.
To you. So, good friend of mine, Jared Lopes, does the Dad Tired podcast. He has a podcast. I was on it. It was fun. So he's got a podcast and a book called Dad Tired, and this is his sequel book. It's called the Q&A Mixtape, Jesus-Centered Answers to Questions About Faith and Family. And so it's a new one. It just came out. All kinds of different cool things in here. But Jared does an awesome job. Check him out, dadtired.com. But just really cool. It's kind of for not necessarily younger dads, but you know, kind of just maybe new dads, all kinds of different things. Yep. But
soon to be dads.
Yeah, there's all kinds of cool stuff in here. But new book, Jared, awesome, well done.
There it is.
Check it out when you get a chance.
I'll find a link and put it in the.
Yeah, but that's yours. I'll give that to you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
you can't have this one. I'm gonna read this one.
That's yours.
I'm stoked for it, Jared.
But yeah, you said apparently made me think of that. So
no, that's
cool.
Awesome. I think we did do some fan questions. I jumped on social media on Easter and asked people for fan questions, and there was some that were very curious about the farm.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we can jump into that a little bit later. I think it ties in. I think, you know, on the tails of Easter, which happy Easter. This is going to be belated.
Yeah. Happy belated Easter, everybody.
Happy belated Easter, everybody. Hope you guys had some good time with your family and friends. I'm going to pour this one here, get into a beer. And
nice.
I think this would be a good episode, kind of. And actually is already turning out like that. Just family, talking about the things that you and Ashley do through the foundation. I think it's going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm. Well, we got something this weekend coming up there that you're going to be a part of, that our good friend Jade Lundgren and
Yes.
her band is doing a small little thing there, so we can talk about that a little bit. But
yes. And, well, I don't know how much I'm allowed to say.
Oh, really? We're not allowed to talk about
Well,
that?
no, I think we can talk about that. Never mind.
Uh-oh.
We can talk about the performance for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I got the green light on that. I was going to say something else, but now I'm not going to. So just imagine something, guys.
I feel so like, what's going on?
So this first beer,
Okay.
segues. Yeah, so this first beer was sent in by our neighbors to the north.
Oh, Canada.
That's the only
Goldie.
part I know.
So I know.
Tony and Jess this is from Handcrafted. This Black and Gold Brewery. It's fitting.
Really?
Yeah.
Black and Gold Brewery.
Black and Gold Brewery from, and I'm so sorry if I mispronounce this, Petrolia, Ontario, Canada. I think. Is that how you would say that? Petrolia?
Petrolia.
Yeah, Petrolia.
But I'd say with a Canadian accent.
Petrolia, eh?
Petrolia.
That's what it
People
looks
are
like.
not going to like that. That's so funny.
I love Canada. And I'm not just like, every time I've been to Canada, me and my wife would go there probably once a year. We spent some time in Banff. It's one of my favorite countries.
Yeah. We probably at some point, I know Goldie, my old trainer, like wants to come on because he wants to do a total CFL segment.
Yes.
Because he is
The Grey Cup, right? That's the Grey Cup.
It's the Grey Cup. He is all things CFL, and he is like 100% in full belief that the CFL is better than the NFL.
No.
That is like it's like the godfather of football. He says, he's got all these like things. Like he could come on here and he's like, I'm telling you, if you, and he's from Canada, of course,
Right.
of course. He's like, if you let me come on and we talk CFL, you will have all of Canada, like the CFL fans, like loving your show and loving you, and like let's talk about it, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, Goldie, I've been putting him off for a while. Maybe we'll have one. Maybe we'll just do like a segment.
We'll do it.
Can't do a whole show with Goldie
Unless we do it in Canada.
in Canada.
We go to Canada and then we get some actual CFL players in to educate us. Like we're not experts on anything except for he's an expert on football. Beyond that, this show, we're just enthusiasts on everything else.
Agreed.
Yeah. So this,
All right, talk about that.
So this is a cream ale from Black and Gold Brewery. Here, I'll read the can
Very
here.
unique. A very unique.
It's called
scent.
Liquid Gold. It's 4.2 ABV. The IBU is 13. And this is from Steeler Nation North, they say. It's a local brewery from their neighborhood, they said. We got here. They were trying to come down and watch a game, but the border was closed due to bad weather, so they couldn't make it.
Oh,
yeah, so that's
borders.
unfortunate. Yeah. So they sent this in and been lifelong Steeler fans, Tony and Jess.
Tony and Jess, thank you so very much. We appreciate you.
Start
Let's
off
give
light.
us a shot.
I figure we start off a little light. A little something. That's an easy drinker. What you think about that one, bud?
It's honestly
What's the difference from like a cream ale? What makes a cream ale?
and a regular ale,
And then like the
cream.
Yeah, you know what? It would be the cream. That's right.
I didn't. The smell.
Throw you off a little bit?
Yeah, I didn't love the smell. I mean, the smell was okay. I was like, okay, that's
They sent this in January.
well, it can't be bad.
No, I'm not.
There's been no sunlight. Remember?
Yeah, it's just been sitting in your fridge. We've had
Yeah, we have a lot of beers, and thank you, Creekside. Obviously, again,
Yes.
Tyler, for helping us get this stuff. You guys have questions, want to go pick your beers up, go to Creekside, talk to Tyler. He'll hook you up and tell you all the good, fun stuff you need, get you all the stouts you want.
I'm telling you this. Tyler knows more about beer than anybody I've ever met.
Yes, he does. And yeah, so this has been there for a little while. Some stuff has been here for a little while, which we just because we don't do that many shows, and you guys are awesome fans, sent a lot of stuff in. There was like, did you see one fan, by the way, was like mad that we didn't like do their thing, and so they're like, I'm unsubscribing from the channel because they didn't do my beer. I'm like, wow, really? That's where we're at.
Well, hey, man.
Thank you to everybody else, all the other fans that are supporting us. But
We're just trying, man. We're trying our best.
we're getting to the beers. We're trying. We really are. So I don't love the smell. I don't love it. Just it's a unique smell, but the taste. The taste is much better than the smell, in my opinion.
What are you smelling?
I don't know.
I don't got the greatest sniffer, though.
I don't know. I smell.
Maybe, I don't know, man. I feel like it doesn't smell bad to me.
It didn't smell as good. It tastes really delightful. It's nice and crisp. Got a great mouthfeel.
I'm a big fan. Maybe it's not black and gold. It's black gold. I'm sure black and gold was copyrighted. Yeah.
Black Gold Brewery. Yeah, that's good. I like that. Thank you, guys.
I'd go to Canada for that. Maybe not exclusively for this, but I'd definitely pick it up when I'm there next.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'd give that a 7.5.
I'll give it a 7.
Okay.
I like it. Yeah, I could absolutely drink that. No problem with that. Very, very, very good beer. Thank you, Black Gold.
There we go. Oh, it's got a QR. Does this want to play music too?
Oh, my goodness. Probably not.
No, it does not. But
I play all Canada. Hey, didn't I send you a text? I just got to go back and look at this text. Yeah. Because I sent you a text about... So, we haven't talked. I was down at our lake house. And...
You had some beers.
Yes. And I want to... What was the guy's name?
I don't remember, but I
know I texted you.
Yeah.
Anyway.
He had a bunch of beers, though.
Yes. So I was down there, and I was sitting there picking up something for the boat, and the guy, Charlie Vaughn, who's the best. Oh, yeah, here it is. Okay. So Charlie Vaughn down in Oconee is awesome. Helps with the boat, and he's truly amazing. So I'm picking up some stuff, and all of a sudden I see 2 12-packs sitting on his desk. He's like, "These are for you." And I'm like, "Okay." He goes, "Chris, one of my guys at work in here, is a fan of the podcast and wanted to get you some local beers." And so, Chris, thank you so much for the beers. He said it was like there was a Terrapin. It's a Terrapin IPA survival kit, and then there's a Sweetwater IPA variety pack. So like some local stuff from down there.
Those are probably delicious.
Yeah, guess what? There's not anymore of
those.
Oh, you know why? I thought about bringing them here for the show, and then I was like, nope.
No, not when you're sitting on a lake. Those must be consumed.
So thank you, Chris, very much for that delightfulness that you...
Looking out for the homies.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That's awesome, man. Well, let's jump into some sports news. There's just a little bit going on here that it's the offseason, man.
Okay.
The offseason's always weird. I think the funniest thing about the offseason is watching the media personalities who make their living off of talking about the offseason try to develop stories about the offseason.
Okay.
That's the funniest thing to me on this. Now, I guess technically that's us now.
Yeah, I mean, we are the media
kind of. But the one story that obviously the Aaron Rodgers thing that hasn't happened yet, that is happening, is will he, won't he, will he? We don't know. All right, that's happening. But there is another kind of, I guess, unraveling another fold to this story.
Okay.
Right? They're saying, reportedly, if the Jets thing doesn't go through, that the 49ers would be interested in Aaron Rodgers.
Well, he's from that area, right? So it makes sense, yeah.
Makes sense to me. You did mention, both on this show and on the radio, about the 49ers reaching out situation. Is that something that...
And listen, again, I'll reiterate. It was them calling my agent just to gauge interest.
Sure.
I think some people... There's a local radio station that we won't mention that likes to make stories out of nothing, you know.
I don't listen to the
radio. Wasn't.
I
know they listen to us. We don't listen to them. No, it just. You know, I feel like I'm not saying that I'm trying to like defend anything because they called, but again, I'll reiterate, it was gauging interest.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, they seem like the type team that would do it, and I know he's been mentioned with them before.
Yeah.
You know, like, would he go back there? I could see it happening. I could. I don't know. They got a great team, great defense, got a lot of weapons. He likes the boots under center, getting out, moving. He'd be great in that offense.
Yeah,
obviously.
Listen, I'm a 49er fan, man. So anything that can help us out, I'm a fan of.
Yeah, I can see it happening.
But I think if we do a story that's unraveling here a little bit closer to home, Odell Beckham Jr. agrees to a 1-year deal.
I saw that to the Ravens.
Baltimore Ravens.
You know how do you feel
about
I found about that one?
How?
I'm gonna drop a name.
Do it.
But I was texting this evening actually.
Oh yeah.
With Mr. Phelps, Captain America, because he's a big Ravens fan. Because he's from Baltimore.
That's right.
Diehard Ravens fan.
That's right.
So he was all like, "Yeah, we got him." This, that, and the other. So I said, "Congrats on this." He's like, "Yeah, we got him. He'll help us beat you guys," or something like that. Whatever. But it's interesting because he's going there without even knowing it. Is Lamar playing? Is he not playing? We don't know what's going on there. I wonder if the Ravens did that to try and entice Lamar to come back.
Sure.
And, that's a pretty good reason to do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's interesting. I think, obviously, I think he still has a lot of talent, a lot of skill level, even coming off of he's young enough that he can bounce back off the knee thing. But, yeah, that's a big deal, I think.
I think it's a huge deal, man. I don't know what it is. So you're going to have to educate me. Agreeing to terms is not signed. So there is space for that to not go through, correct?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's still pending a physical, if it's just like language type stuff. Technically, if it's agreed to terms, it's pretty
final. Okay,
yeah, pretty close.
So it's probably unlikely that this is a ploy to get the Jets number up, because I know he was one of the handful of players that Aaron Rodgers had on a wish list for them to go get. Yeah,
typically at this point, that game is usually played like I want this team. It is more like a not agreed to terms. It's more like so-and-so showing interest.
Sure.
The Ravens are extremely interested. That's how that works. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily like they've agreed to terms and
there's a number out already. Yeah. So that's interesting, man. What do you think? What do you think that does for the division? Now, he's been in the division once before, right? And we're still able to manage it. But if that gets locked in, and Lamar comes back, what do you think that does to the division? I mean, because you got Joey B holding it down in Cincinnati, right?
Yeah.
You got Deshaun Watson now in Cleveland,
right?
And so you got Kenny there as the youngest. I think just extremely talented, though young. What do you think that does to the AFC North?
Well, again, it's gonna come down, in my opinion, is Lamar out. Who's the quarterback?
Yeah,
because you can have an unbelievable wide receiver, but if you don't have the chance or the ability to get him the ball, then it's what you got.
Yeah.
I saw some reports, I think, out of Baltimore saying that they would consider taking a quarterback in the draft.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. Again, is that just what does that mean? But maybe they might have to. I have no idea who's on their roster. I know Tyler Huntley was there. I don't know if it's still him.
Yeah.
But maybe if Lamar says I'm not coming back, then they got to go get a quarterback. So, it just depends. I think if Lamar comes back and is playing happy, right? Like, is he just come back on a franchise tag, or he's just kind of like, really don't want to be here, I'm just collecting a check?
Yeah.
Or does he get a deal and he comes out there and he's like, I'm going to go out and do my thing, and then you got that dude out there on the outside.
It's gonna be a problem.
It's a big deal. It is. That's a big boost.
Yeah.
Because you better put a safety. With Lamar, you want to bring safeties down to help stop the run. Because you don't really fear Lamar's arm. His accuracy all the time.
Sure.
He's got a huge arm. He can make things happen when he scrambles and whatever, but you don't fear him just sitting in the pocket and picking you apart.
Sure.
So you can bring safeties down because you do fear him running, because he's a different level runner. So you fear that. Yeah. So you bring safeties down. But now, if you got that guy on the outside, you better put a safety back, or it's one-on-one. You can just throw it to him. So it definitely creates some potential opportunities for that offense and for Lamar to run if he has to, or to take those big shots down the field if he needs to, if they're bringing the safeties down.
Yeah. No, I think that if Lamar comes back, I think the AFC North is one of, if not the more interesting divisions.
A lot of really good quarterbacks.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how that unfolds. Last time we talked about offseason happenings, we talked about some stuff that the Steelers were doing. It was primarily defensive players that they were adding. Since that conversation, they've added a handful of stuff to the O-line.
Okay.
Do you have any input on that? Any thoughts about it? Do you like what they're doing? Are you aware
truthfully, I don't even know what's going on. Okay. I did. How about this though? For the show, for the fans, I did see Patrick Peterson while I was on spring break.
Oh, nice.
Sounds spring break. We were off. Well, it sounds so weird. So I was on spring break.
What are you studying?
Yeah. While we were on spring break, I saw Patrick and invited him on the show. He said absolutely.
Nice.
So he's going to come on. I think he's coming into town like early May.
That'd be cool.
So I think we'll get our May right now looks pretty big. We have some big guests right now in May.
I mean, listen, you have, for the people, You got some secrets up those sleeves, bud.
I just got contact information for Pat McAfee. So I'm just a little nervous to reach out. He's a big deal.
He's a big deal.
So I got to reach out. I got to figure out the right way to massage that to get him down here.
Yeah, see.
But yeah. So I don't know much else about the other editions, but I was excited to talk to Pat and get him on the show. I think it'll be cool because I know he does a show. I think he does a podcast with either BMAC or or he does something. I think.
I'll check it out.
But it'll be good to get him on the show because he'll be locking up, going against Odell.
Yeah, man. And just get stories, man. I feel like anytime you bring people who've been in the league, I mean, those conversations are just, you could sit and listen to them all day because those experiences are one of a kind, man. So, So let's jump a little bit away from football. Let's go into baseball because we had the home opener here in Pittsburgh.
Yes,
the Pirates.
That was awesome.
And it looked like a basketball game with those points.
It was like, I think they called it a blackout, right? I think they called it a black. I think it was like almost, it was like, seeing the highlights was awesome. Kutch getting the standing. I texted him like, that was so cool. And then he hits a home run in front of his mom not long after that.
Right. It's a movie. That was a movie.
The Pirates they lost tonight. But starting, what a start for them.
Yeah.
Obviously, O'Neal Cruz getting hurt. Did you see he broke his ankle or something?
He broke it?
Or something. It's surgery.
So did you see that play? It was kind of controversial.
I didn't. I heard about it.
So he was sliding into home, trying to slide, and then there's a scuffle afterwards. You hate to see it.
Yeah, especially for a young talent like that.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But they're playing well. But yeah, that was so cool to see that the opener and all the fans and everything there. That's really cool.
Yeah, 13-9, bro.
Yeah,
that's wild. Our boy Smitty was there.
Oh really?
Yeah. Alex Highsmith was there.
Okay.
Yeah, and so
nice.
Do you think? See, again, I know it's early and it's the hype. It's a long season, but did you get to watch the game or just catch highlights?
I just caught highlights.
Okay. From what you saw, do you see a shift? Because the energy of the city's different for sure.
It felt different to watch. They're winning right now too. Right. I think the interesting thing is probably if you check the pulse of the fans right now, you probably you've got these some fans that are like, yes, here we go, World Series. They're probably the same ones every. And then you've got the other ones that are like, it's about to turn around.
It's just cynical.
It's about to turn around, and they can't keep this up.
Can't enjoy nothing.
But you know what? They're winning.
Yeah,
enjoy the winning.
Yeah, man.
Don't have it very often in the buckos around here, so enjoy it. It's fun to watch right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump on that wave.
Yeah,
just like if it don't last, man, it was good while it was here.
Absolutely,
and it was fun to watch, man. Well, let's jump into this next beer because we have all fan sent in beers tonight, which is super rad. Thank you guys so much. If you guys want to send a beer in to have us try on the show, the information for that is going to be in the description of this video or audio podcast, depending on where you're listening.
Did I? It's no secret to all the fans of the show.
Yeah.
My feeling on stouts.
You love them.
Yeah. But I don't even know if I told you. I know we've done a show since St. Patrick's Day, but
yeah.
Do you know that I just for the people out there that think they only drink cream ales, I enjoyed a few nice Guinnesses on St. Patty's Day.
That's because you're a grown man.
I mean, but my question in saying that is, and I liked it. I like Guinness, but is Guinness considered like the domestic stout compared to like stouts? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, is that a domestic stout compared to most stouts that are like the craft stouts?
No way, dude. I'll say no. I feel like if anything, it's the opposite. The Guinness is like the OG.
I think so. I mean, that just the way it looks. I mean, you got Joe Montana doing commercials for it.
Listen, I'm a fan. Just off of that.
Absolutely.
Just off of that. So
absolutely. So anyway, fans know it. I drank my Guinness and I enjoyed my Guinness.
But see, that's the thing I was trying to tell people the whole time. It's like, Ben hates stouts for sure because he hates coffee. That's usually why he'll hate a stout. He won't hate it for like the beer style. If it tastes like coffee, it's a no-go. But Guinness doesn't.
Yeah.
So I feel like, man, I love Guinness.
I like Guinness a lot too.
For a good period there, it was like my favorite beer. So I knew, like I always knew that. I had
a couple. Just letting people know.
We had a Guinness on the beach one time.
Yes,
you remember that?
Yes, I do.
The St. Patty's Day?
St. Patty's Day.
Yeah. Here's this.
Thank you.
We were on the beach celebrating St. Patty's Day.
Where else would you celebrate it?
Ushering Cinco de Mayo. So this is Brewdog Punk IPA.
Oh, yeah.
It is a West Coast IPA and says right here on this lovely note, check out the paper. Look at this.
Oh, let's do this.
Would you look at this? This is nice. It says, Ben and Spence, I have lived in Ohio my whole life and bled black and gold since day one. Love the show and wanted you guys to try some beer from my favorite brewery here in Ohio, Brewdog, located in Canal, Winchester, is home of the famous hotel. Oh, yeah. Have you heard about this? They have a hotel brewery. Yeah, it's super rad. Where there's a tap in your room, a fridge the shower.
Come again?
There's a beer tap in your room.
What's just whatever the local is on it?
I mean, I've never been there, but
let's go.
Let's go. What are we doing? Pack this up. All right.
Let's take the show on the road.
Not only that, but there's a beer fridge in the shower, so you can have a shower beer, which is easily top 5 beer. Shower beer.
Okay.
All right. And a full functioning brewery downstairs below you.
I wouldn't leave the shower. I would leave the bathroom or the shower.
Yeah. Why
go
to the brewery? Right. Why go to the brewery? He says it's my wife and I's favorite place to get away. I'm not a huge IPA fan, he says. But I enjoy these and chose to send in my favorite, not to send in my favorite, which are stouts. Keep up the good work.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Where is this located? I'm looking to see where this is.
In Ohio.
I know, but where's that? Where's the hotel?
I don't know. It doesn't say.
What's the name of the hotel? Does it say?
Oh, it's a Brewdog. Oh, Canal Winchester. Yeah. Located in Canal Winchester. It's the Brewdog Hotel.
Canal Winchester, Ohio. Let's look and see what that is. Nope, but I just looked it up. Oh, it's like
Ohio.
Columbus.
Sure.
Yeah, it is. It's like this, like southeast of Columbus. Okay.
So it's
here we come.
Are there pictures?
No, I'm looking right now.
That's what it looks like, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh.
Punk IPA. Love the name.
Now Winchester. Is that a hotel?
So it's a hotel brewery, dude. I just saw this like a month ago, or learned about it a month ago.
Okay.
That's from Austin Hill, by the way. Austin, thank you so much for sending this in and educating us on this hotel that we are about to go to. That's super dope.
Yeah, Canal Winchester. Sorry, I'm definitely gonna try it.
Yeah, we are currently looking up and booking our reservations.
Canal Winchester. Oh, okay.
Unless Brewdog, you guys want to have us in the hotel to do a live show, we'll do that.
City in Fairfield. Oh yeah, but I went to Canal. It's a Canal Winchester Hotel.
Is that what it's called?
I'm asking you.
Oh, I don't know. Is Canal Winchester a city?
Yes.
Dude, we're so good at this. You're the Ohio guy, man. You should know this.
I don't know. Brewdog Canal Winchester Ohio Hotel. Here we go. Reservations.
Should I go?
All right, I'm gonna try.
I feel like I should be doing I should be doing the.
It smells delightful.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could drink that all day.
It's good.
That's very good.
I like that. I like it.
I'm going to give that an 8 because it comes with a hotel.
I like it.
That's super dope, dude.
I like it.
Are you still looking that
Yes.
up? If I find this faster than you.
Well, no, I'm looking at it.
Oh, you're looking at it.
I'm looking at it.
Oh, okay.
It's the Brewdog Dog Tap.
Have you
Columbus.
not
The Dog Tap.
the dog tap?
Brewdog.
The dog house.
The Dog House. That's what it's called.
Is it?
Yeah. The Dog House.
Look at that.
Dog House Columbus Hotel, the world's first craft beer hotel.
Are we for real about to go to that?
Yes.
What are you doing next weekend?
Sits on the 42 acres Columbus. We brew all kinds of stuff.
That's right.
I mean, I am so fast. I'm sorry, people.
Yeah.
I have.
If you guys want
the room facilities have a waterfall shower, a beer shower fridge,
yeah,
king size bed, in-room draft beer, and 24-hour refreshments.
They brew house. Please take that audio clip of Ben reading that and make a commercial.
I mean, this place looks fascinating.
Yeah. If you guys ever wondered what it's like when we're not recording this is exactly what it's like right now.
Shower fridge?
Oh, dude, it's a legit fridge.
It's a legit fridge in the shower.
Yeah, dude, we got to go there.
Absolutely. Just find an excuse to go.
Yeah.
There's a gym.
It's a research and development for the podcast.
Yeah, that's exactly. Exactly. That's all
it's a write-off. So like I said,
right,
I took to social media to ask our fans if they had anything that they were curious about from your career and or life. And we have a plethora. So I figured we could jump into a handful of these questions as we are approaching the end of hour one. I mean, time flies, man.
Wow. Okay.
Time
Especially
flies.
as I'm looking up hotels.
Yeah, time flies when you're booking hotels, man.
All right. Sorry.
No, you're good. So you want to do some fan cues?
Yeah.
Well, how would you rate that first?
Because then I like this. I'm going to take one more little sip.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's 7.5 minimum.
Okay. Is there a max? How does that work? I gave it an 8, a solid 8.
I would agree with you.
Yeah.
We don't agree very often,
It's true.
but I agree with that.
It's good. There's a couple other ones in there though.
From the Brewdog.
Yeah.
I like the Brewdog too.
It's on the right side of your first fridge there. Yeah.
Thank
All
you.
right.
I like this.
So I figure let's start the fan questions off with a little story time.
Oh.
Who doesn't like a
Is
story?
Someone telling the story, or am I telling the story?
Yeah.
Oh.
And
Once upon a time.
It's a Mad Lib. You're just going to make it up as we go. Sandra Lynn on Instagram wants to know, can you tell the story of Doc Bradley taking the stitch out of your arm? Because they saw, after your surgery, they saw the video of it that is on the 4-part docuseries on this channel or on the Channel 7 YouTube channel. There's footage of that if you've not seen it, and it's disgusting. Can you tell the story about when you're going into the locker room to get that stitch removed? Do you remember?
Um,
or just what you were going through?
Yeah, there's some weird. I probably should have watched. There's some sort of. Now I think about it, there's some sort of weird thing that happened. Yeah, I mean, because I think Brian and Jason were with me.
Yeah,
right. I don't think you were. Were you?
No.
Yeah, Brian and Jason were with me. My good friends. And I remember because it was like once that stitch came out, it was. Oh yeah, it was one long stitch.
Right, it was just
that's
one.
right.
Yeah,
it was one long stitch. I mean, my scar goes from. It's like what's that? 4 inches or something. I don't know. So it's got the long scar, but it was just one stitch, and. Yeah, okay. I see. Now it's kind of coming back to me. Yeah, we had to go in and get the stitch out. And so what Doc was going to do is he was going to take like forceps.
Like the tweezers?
The tweezers.
Yeah.
Grab one end and then cut the other end to like make it loose or something.
Sure.
And then he like twirls the tweezers and it basically pulls it out, like rolls it out. Now,
for clarification, this stitch is sewing the tissue underneath your skin together.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not the top
everything,
layer.
both. It did it kind of like went through. It did both. So it like went in and out, like did everything.
Oh, good for you.
So it started in, and so yeah, they like twist it and pull it.
Yes.
And just keep. It's basically like if you think about it, you just like it's rolling it out.
Yes.
Pulling it and rolling it out. And so I do remember him twisting and pulling that and like rolling it out, and it being the most because it was in there for. I would say a week, 10 days, 2 weeks, whatever. And so the skin starts growing to it.
Yeah.
And so as he was pulling, I made a comment. I must have made a comment during it that it has some, because I remember when it came out, it was the like it had the weird, it was like the weirdest or painful feeling. I forget what it was, but it was just like this awful feeling.
So the thing that got me watching it, again, I was not there, but I did put that documentary together and had to watch that way too many times.
Yeah.
Is he took both ends of it
and
moved it back and forth. Do you remember that?
Yes, now you say it. Yes, he had to break the skin off. He had to break it away from the skin.
Yeah.
Yes, now I remember. Yes, he went back and forth with it. And it was just...
Like he was flossing your...
Yes, flossing my arm. He flossed my arm.
That's disgusting. So Sandra, that's the...
Yeah, thank you for bringing that back, Sandra.
Yeah, tried to block it out.
Yes, all those things are coming back to me now. Yeah, if you haven't seen that, people go check that out. It's awesome. Don't do it at dinner time.
Yeah, for real. Ben Eberts, again, I apologize if I mispronounce your name, from Instagram wants to know, what was it like coming in for Landry Jones and then dominating the Browns?
Yeah. We're not going to play in that game. Wasn't supposed to play. Was coming off an injury. It
was the first time, if I'm correct, that you were listed as a backup after your rookie year.
Yeah, maybe. Probably. Yeah. Makes sense. So I come in the game because Landry got hurt, and I wasn't going to play. Was hoping to get through the game. we could beat them and not have to come in. Landry got hurt. I had to come in the game. I couldn't tell you my stats, but we won. And it was, just dominating. And I remember at one point, someone from the Browns or someone said the only mistake we made all day was hurting Landry Jones. But here's the best part. And it happened early. He got hurt early in the game. He got the win.
Yes.
So whoever starts the game gets the win. So that's a win for Landry Jones.
What a good teammate.
Yeah,
just helping him out.
Yes, but no, that is funny.
That is amazing.
Yeah, come in and just completely torched.
Well, talking about domination, Blake Kesey wants to know, can Ben tell us about those 2 weeks where you threw 12 touchdowns in the span of 2 weeks against Indy and Baltimore?
That was crazy. That was 2 weeks of almost just like, they talk about being in the zone.
Yeah.
Athletes talk about that zone. And when literally it's like nothing you can do is wrong. Like, I mean, to throw 6 touchdowns that's a lot. I mean, you got to be making it happen early and often.
And back to back.
Early and often.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so much so that I think one of them, might have against Baltimore, and it might have been the 5th or 6th one, was a ball that I threw to Matt, our good friend Matt Spaeth. And it was kind of like a ball where I overthrew it. Like, I'm okay, it's way over his head or something like that. And it ends up falling like right into his arms and he scores a touchdown. Like it's kind of one of those, just where everything's working.
Yes.
And so, those were, because it was Carolina, Baltimore, right? Was it Carolina?
I believe it was Indy.
Oh, Indy.
No.
Indy. It was Indy.
Was it?
It was Indy, yeah, for sure.
No, but you did it against Carolina.
Did I do it against them too? But it wasn't. I don't think
maybe you did 5.
I don't think that was part of the back-to-back.
No, it wasn't part of that. Yeah.
It's just one of those things. It's just, especially if I'm doing it against Baltimore, it's pretty fun. But just things are going right, and literally every pass you make, you just feel like guys are wide open, and even when they're not, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You never second guess a pass. You literally, it's just like now some of the time too, you get down there, coach calls a pass on the 1 yard line. You got to have some. Coaches love that too, though. Like coaches are like, man, we're gonna make this thing happen. They like to feed on that too,
right? And
so, it's fun. To me, the best parts about those games are like how many people are involved.
Sure,
like getting everybody involved is to me the best part.
I mean, you throwing 6 tutties, man.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. You're getting equipment people involved at that point. That's why. What was it like? Like, so you do it back to back. And then that third week, does it feel like, yo, I'm still riding this wave? Or does it feel like, okay, maybe this is all out?
No, I think if I remember correctly, I think we went up to the Jets. And I don't think they were, like the other 2 teams were better. And then we're going to New York. I'm like, okay, these guys aren't very good. Like, we're going to do this again? Like, even forward, whatever. Right. And I think we went up there, I don't think I maybe threw 1. Maybe I did throw any. I don't know. It's just, it's like, okay, the team that isn't as good, they're bound and determined not to let it happen to them.
Yep.
So, I kind of thought it'd be fun to keep it going, but you also know that, listen, at some point this has got to come down. You got to come back to reality somehow.
Yeah, I think that would always be, because I feel like once you do it once, it's like, oh my gosh, what a wild week. And then you do the exact same ridiculous stat. You're like, okay.
Especially against your rival Baltimore. Exactly. Like in Baltimore, that was crazy.
And it's like, okay, so this is where it's at. And then I feel like that third week has so much pressure now to do it. Yeah. Well, Irving Robles, again, I apologize, wants to know, if you had to play your career for any other team other than Pittsburgh, where would it be? And part B, what opposing city showed you the most respect?
Oh, wow. Always got a lot of love in Oakland.
Really?
Raiders fans. Now they had it was because like, now they were crazy yelling and stuff, but I always remember like this, like a lot of fans were always like, the Steelers are my second favorite team.
Yeah,
and it's probably because of 7, that rivalry and stuff. But they were crazy and they were nasty and stuff. But I still felt like there was a lot of respect. Green Bay also, a lot of respect in Green Bay. You run a lot of places where it's awful and people are just miserable people. Just maybe crazy fans. I don't call them miserable people, but just
miserable people.
I
missed that. That's hilarious.
But Green Bay, I think about that too. They were very, good fans but respectful.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 places off the top of my head that I can just think of right now. And then if I was going to play anywhere else, I don't know if I would have. I mean, if I was going to, because I played here where it was the best fans in all the sports, like passionate and they love it. You would have to go somewhere that had passionate fans and the same kind of fans. Like every city is going to claim, oh, we've got passionate fans, but it's not the same, So like, if I was going to think of someone, off the top of my head, it would be someone like a Chicago, like the Bears, Green Bay.
Yeah, like a legacy team.
Yeah, the legacy type teams. The Cowboys, maybe. Yeah. Something like that would be pretty cool. Maybe been with the Cowboys, America's second favorite team. Would be interesting too, just because there are a lot of those fans. And I think too about like what Jerry, like playing for an owner like that, they like literally the stadiums, everything's like outrageous.
Yeah.
Would be interesting too, but at the end of the day,
I mean, how do you top
none but black and gold?
Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying. How do you top that? That was one thing that when Switz was here, he told me, he's like, bro, because he got drafted by the Cowboys. Mm-hmm. He's like, dude, you don't understand. He's like, there's no team that does it, like treats their players the way that the Cowboys treat their players.
I believe it.
Yeah. So that's very interesting, man. Yeah. I wouldn't have guessed those teams. I might have guessed the Bears. I might have been able to guess that.
I'm just thinking like you say, legacy type teams.
Like, teams that are like that. I feel like it would feel weird to see you in like a team that started in like '93. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, but hey, here's a little funsy one. Brewster's in Hopewell.
Brewster's, like the ice cream place.
Yeah, in Hopewell.
Brewster's.
Wants to know what's your favorite ice cream flavor, Doc?
Ooh, I'm a chocolate guy.
Straight chocolate?
I love
classic?
chocolate. Well,
can't beat it.
No, it's my favorite flavor of ice cream. Now, if I'm going to get a blast, I'm going to get chocolate ice cream with Oreo and cookie dough. I like chocolate. I like the cookies.
Dude, you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, that's my some. There's a couple Brewster's places out there that know my favorite.
Oh, they know. That's being sent to your house right now. By the way,
love it.
Speaking of Ryan,
with extra Oreo cookie dough, like I want it all through the bottom.
If you can order it.
Is there anything worse? And here's why I started doing. I mean, I like chocolate better than vanilla, but here's why I started doing chocolate ice cream with my like flurry, whatever they're called. Every place is different, right? Because when they skimp you on the bottom, right? You got the blizzard, you got the flurry, you got the whatever it is, the blast. You get to that bottom 25%. And there might not be anything in there because they didn't put the love in at the beginning. You got to put the love in early.
You hate to see it.
Then ice cream, then love, then ice, then blend it all up, right?
Yeah.
When you just have the bottom and it's just ice cream, if I want ice cream, it would just be chocolate.
Yeah.
So when you like Brewster's does a great job.
That's thoughtful, dog.
They put the goodies at the bottom. It's got to be everywhere.
The base layer.
Yes, it's got to be down there because how great is it when you're eating your thing. And then you get a little bit of ice cream, and then you get down to the very bottom, and there's still your cookie down there.
You think it's over.
Yes.
And it's not.
And it's not over.
You got to build that on a firm foundation.
I love ice cream.
Yeah. So there it is, Brewster's.
Yes, thank you, Brewster's.
He gave you the step-by-step layers, the tiers. Mm-hmm. For all you guys that want to try that, check it out, Brewster's.
Amen.
All right. But speaking of Ryan Switzer, this is very convenient. I did not plan this, but
did Ryan send a question?
Yes. Switzer's like, hey man, why didn't you text me back? Jody Struble wants to know, how did you and Switz end up sitting courtside at a WVU basketball game?
Oh,
do you remember that?
Yes, I do. Switz invited us.
Yes.
Switz and his lovely wife invited Ashley and I to go to a game.
And you went to go check
so we went to the game and we sat courtside, and it was, we were free. They were playing Kansas, big game. That's when I had the big beard, and the Mountaineer, the volunteer, whatever. I guess he'd be the Mountaineer.
Yeah.
Came and like I felt like my beard was better than his.
It was at that time.
So I put on I said, I'm gonna put on your little raccoon hat. It was the sweatiest raccoon hat ever. Instant mistake, but I couldn't stop it. So, but no, that was fun. I enjoyed being there and going down and visiting their facilities and we went to the gym and all that kind of. It was just really neat. It was a fun experience down there.
Yeah, so I remember Switz sent me that picture of you dressed as the Mountaineer. I was like, perfect.
It is. It was
perfect. That was amazing.
It was great. It would have been better to dress up as him
and
just come out and see how long it took people to like.
Did you notice who it was?
Me. That would have been awesome.
We should do that one time. Just sneak it in. Matthew Lucid wants to know, what are your top 3 sports movies of all time?
Oh, geez, really?
Not just football, right?
I feel like, I feel like whatever you pick, you're going to get.
Somebody's loyal to someone. Yeah.
And you're going to get top 3 sports movies of all time.
Yeah.
That is so hard.
Yeah, that's tough because I feel like when you do your favorite movie, your favorite song, stuff like that, it changes. It always changes for me.
Yeah, it can. Yeah, it bounces around a lot.
Yeah.
I really enjoy Field of Dreams.
Oh yeah, that's classic.
Love that movie.
Yeah. Is this heaven?
Especially because they made the field and they're like playing games on it now, like Major League Games. I'm like, that's so cool.
The coolest.
I think that's an awesome movie. That's sort of like maybe Kevin Costner thing. I know it sounds awful, but every time it's on, I'll watch For Love of the Game. It's a baseball with the pitch.
That's a good movie too, though.
John C. Reilly. I mean, just so many good.
That's a good movie.
I like it. I know it's probably awful, but I don't know. I'm a sucker for that one. I'm a sucker for Rudy. I'll tear up every time he runs on the field and the dad gets emotional and like cries. Yep. I get emotional because I just think that's like so cool.
Yeah, dude, that's tough. Because I feel like there's some you're leaving out that I'm like, but dude.
For sure. Yeah. And that's what, and someone could probably say something. I'm sure there's going to be in the comments. Like,
Remember the Titans.
What about this? Yeah, Remember Titans is a great movie.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of great sports movies. But the replacement, no.
Dude, actually, I'd throw the replacements in top 5 for sure.
Yeah, there's definitely something out there. Bennett like Beckham. I thought, what's that? A Miracle? I thought Miracle was really. I mean,
that was good.
So it's just, that's the hockey.
Who's the dude who played the coach?
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I can see his face right now.
Yeah, so can I. I can't think of his name. Cool.
He's married to Goldie Hawn.
Yeah. Okay. Kurt Russell?
Yes, Kurt Russell.
Yeah. That was a good movie.
Yeah. So I'm kind of.
Honestly, dude, I would go Space Jam, A League of Their Own, Rudy.
Okay. Space Jam 2?
Never seen it.
Neither.
Yeah.
But there are some like there's some good golf movies too for
Legend
of Bagger Vance is really good. So I don't know. That's tough. Yeah. So I just kind of threw a bunch out. I don't know if I give you top 3, but I gave you. And I'm sure like people will comment and I'll be like, oh yeah, I should have thought of that one.
Yeah.
But right now I can't think of them.
Yeah, dude. I mean, some solid ones though.
Mighty Ducks.
Oh yeah, dude. What are we doing? Mighty Ducks. Knuckle puck. Quack. Yeah, dude. I used to
Sandlot. I mean, Sandlot's a classic. There's a lot. Okay.
So Kim Ann wants to know what was it like filming Shaq versus in Ambridge? You remember when you did that?
Oh yeah. That was cool. Yeah, you came to the house first. I beat him in pig, horse, whatever it was.
You beat Shaq in...
Yeah, here's the funny thing.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be easy because we were going to play like horse or pig, whatever, I forget what it was. And I'm like, well, I'm just going to shoot free throws. I'm like, he can't make free throws. And he made every free throw. It must just be something about it. But no, it was a lot of fun. And then went there and did the football thing at Ambridge. And no, that was cool. That was fun. I still run to someone... someone will be like, I was the security guard at the thing, or I was this, or I remember when you did Shaq versus, or whatever. But I beat him for his Super Bowl, for his one of his championship rings, so he sent it to me. So I had it for like a couple of days. And I took it in to show the guys. I mean, it was like bigger than both my fingers. It was unbelievable.
I obviously never seen Shaq in real life. Is he as big?
Gigantic.
Yes, dude, that's wild.
Yes,
that is awesome.
Yeah,
that would have been devastating if Shaq beat you because it was football, right? You guys played football.
Yeah,
and it was like right after you won the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. And then you beat him in basketball.
Yes.
And Nah, no chance.
No. That's
wild. That is wild. I thought it was really cool too, man, as the questions were coming in, I was filtering through. And I don't know if it was because it was on the tail end of Easter or during Easter when people were sending this in. But we had a lot of questions about our faith, which I thought was really cool.
Okay.
Which is one of the F's here at Channel 7,
yes,
right? Faith, family, football, and food.
And beer.
Yeah, that's a silent F.
We usually only
FBE.
Pam. We didn't have any guests, so we didn't bring food down.
Yeah, that's true.
It'd be weird if just you and I are eating together.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I cooked burgers tonight. Mm-hmm. I had like 3 of them before I got here.
So you're full anyway.
Oh, dude, I couldn't eat anything else. No, unless Chef Evan cooked it, and then I would gladly eat it because it's delicious. But Nathan Tuckfield wants to know, as Christians, how do you share your faith in the workplace? He said it could be awkward to integrate his faith with people who don't believe. Ben, how did you do it in the locker room? Or Spence, in the entertainment sector? How are you able, as a Christian, to showcase or share your faith in the workplace? I thought that was a very interesting question.
It is. To me, I treat it a lot like how I would in life too. I want to walk it first.
Sure.
I think that's the most important thing. because you can talk it, which we see a lot of people talk, that they talk a lot, but if they're not walking it as well, I see guys at chapel that literally, like, as soon as the prayer is done, it's like, F&A, right, let's go. And, or like they go, just like, wait a second, are you doing it for, like, why are you doing that? Are you doing it because you really want to do it? Like, I'm curious about that. So to me, I would say, it was about trying to walk the walk first. Yeah. Walk it, talk it, let my actions show which way I want to lead my life and how I want to do it. And then from there, it's going to the chapels, it's being available for guys if they want to talk. But I think if you can live the life and show that you're living for your faith and for Jesus, then I think people will be like, even if you never like say the words, but you're just living different. People see you live different, then they may want to. They go, why are you the way you are? What makes you this way? Yeah. And so that's to me, that's kind of the first step. And that's how I would encourage you at your workplace, whatever it is. If you don't know how to approach or talk about it, whatever it is, live it first. Let people see you live it. Act it, be a Christian, live like a Christian. And then I think that's easier. That can open doors for people to come talk to you. So that's mine, Spence.
Yeah. I mean, no, all that for sure. But I also think, like, for Christians, we can fall into a space where you get like the invite your friend to church or tell somebody about Jesus. I think it starts with the Christian. I think you have to know what you believe and why you believe it. And if you can't sit here and articulate what you believe, and you don't have a conviction with the purpose of why you believe that, like, I've experienced a risen Savior. I'm not a Christian because my mom told me about, that to believe in Jesus. I've just lived a life where I got no other way to explain some stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I think as the believer, you should have a conviction about your faith, because your belief will fuel your behavior. And so if I believe that there is a creator and that of all this stuff, and that creator is inherently good, and we're made out of that goodness, and then we rebel, and because he's so good and loving, he sends somebody to restore that relationship. And really what he's restoring is the human operating process. So he designed us in a way to flourish. And so our rebellion caused us to not flourish. So if I believe that, like, my faith is that I'm experiencing the fullness of life because of relationship with the designer, I'm going to share that with everybody. And I don't need to be like, oh, Bible thumping Jesus. It's like, no, man, if you care for somebody, you're going to want them to experience the fullness of life. So as a believer, I believe that I've found it. And I'm going to present that to you in hopes that you will consider the things of God. But the scriptures are very clear. Read the book of Matthew, man, like Matthew 13. Some people ain't going to get down with it. That's a proper response to the gospel. Right? It's like somebody's going to reject you. Someone's going to shoot up really like quick and get on fire, and then they're going to seem to go away because they didn't take root. Like, that's your job's to sow the seed, man. And is it going to be awkward? For sure. Yeah. Somebody's skipping over this part of the podcast for sure right now.
Yes. Someone or they're turning it off.
Someone just unsubscribed.
For sure.
But I think you gotta know what you believe, know what you are, and then be what you are where you are. And some people are going to hate you for that, and that's okay.
That's okay. It is 100% okay, because you're not, because some people didn't like Mother Teresa either. Yeah. Right. It's the fact of the matter. No matter what your job is, what you do, not everyone's going to like you. And if you can be okay with that and accept the fact that it's okay, because the only one that really matters is the man upstairs. And, obviously your close friends and family, but truly it's all about one. And so, folks, that's why he does the talking.
And you do the throwing.
And I just do the throwing, because I let him, he does the speak, because that was well said. Well said. That's why he's so good at what he does. This week at church, as a matter of fact. Yeah. I asked him to do it on the podcast, but he said no. So I understand.
Brad wouldn't come and play the music.
I know, it's okay. Yeah. But Spence wrote and did a spoken word at church, at two churches this weekend. One in Cincinnati. Yeah. And then one here. And so I'm making him put links to the one at our church, at least somewhere, that he can check it out. It's like a 2 to 3 minute segment. He wrote it. He did it. It's super spectacular. By the way that like the band went right into that music, it was like
wild, right?
Unbelievable.
That's all Brad. I can't
so take good. Yeah, but I mean, y'all did do it together. But But Spence, I'll make him put that on there. But go check out Spence's spoken word that he did at church this Sunday. Man, I've shared it with as many people as I can, and everybody. One of Ryan was like, he's like, that needs to go viral somehow. I'm like, I agree. So go check it out, everybody. Spence put it on there. But anyway, that's why he does what he does. He's so good.
I appreciate that, man. And Nathan, I appreciate you even asking that, man.
Nathan. Wait, the courage to ask it is a great step.
Yeah, love people, and then you'll love people, if that makes sense. You don't care about them. They just don't try to get them to agree with you. This is actually, I thought, a very fitting question for this individual to ask. Andrew, who is a meteorologist at WMBF, wants to know, what was the worst weather Ben's played in, and did he prefer bad weather or clear skies?
Interesting. The worst weather I ever played in was the hurricane.
Oh, yeah, that's
obviously,
right.
I mean, how's it much worse than a hurricane?
Yes.
Yeah, my first start down in Miami got pushed back a day because of the hurricane. We were in the hotel the night before with flashlights reading our playbooks. And it was on down in Miami, so they had the dirt infield, so it was mud, and it was just, I mean, it was buckets. You just couldn't see anything. So trying to throw a ball and everything was miserable. That was the worst game I ever played in. But the worst kind of environmental thing to play in is, in my opinion, for a quarterback, is wind. Wind is just so brutal. Snow, not a big deal. I mean, you can deal with it. Rain is second worst, but wind is always the worst. And I played, the one that sticks out the most to me is in college. We played at home against Marshall. And I think it was like 40-mile-an-hour winds, like steady. Like they had to bring, like the lights were like doing this.
They didn't call that?
And I was just, and I played pretty well. Was just able to cut the ball through the wind that day. But so thanks for the weather question, but the hurricane was the worst.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't know how you top that. I thought was a very interesting question. So kudos to you, Jake Kane.
Jake.
Can you build a starting offense or defense with players that you've played against?
Could I build a starting offense or defense?
If you had to, what would you, if you had to build a starting offense or defense, you can pick, with only players you've played against, who would you pick?
Yeah, I mean, well, I'd pick a lot of guys. I mean, can they be on my own team? Like, like guys I played against, if I didn't play against them, like Troy would be, No,
they have to be only opponents. They can't be anybody.
Oh, okay, that's what I'm saying. Can't be guys I played, not teammates. Okay, that's what I'm saying, because I don't want to slight them, because there's guys on my team that would, absolutely.
We'll assume that anybody wearing black and gold would probably get you. Yeah, it would be picked. But only opponents.
Yeah, I mean, I think so.
Like if you had to do an offense.
I'll say early in my career, that Ravens defense I played against with like Ed Reed, Suggs, Ray Lewis. I mean, got half their defense. I'll take them. I mean, as an offense, like they're any players I've ever played against.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'd pick Tom Brady as my quarterback, because I think he's won championships. He's the GOAT. At wide receiver, I'd probably put Randy Moss.
Can't miss with that one.
No, he'd be one wide receiver. Gosh, if I had to pick another, I don't know. I'm trying to think, like just like skill position.
You should
guys,
build this team in Madden.
I should
build this team. Just Big Ben's. You have to unlock it.
They were really good guys. Jonathan Ogden. You put him at tackles. At tackle. Who would be? I'm trying to think. Like I'd pick Tony Gonzalez as my tight end. I was going to tie you. And then running back, just because I'm trying to pick kind of the skill position, those spots. Gosh, again, I'd probably leave somebody out. I'm trying to think who that.
I mean, your team's already super stacked, dude.
Oh yeah, for sure. Man, that's a good one. That's a great question.
What about your center?
I don't know. I'd probably pick. I'm trying to think like Alex Mack was a stud.
Yeah.
I'd probably put one of my other receivers would probably be Larry Fitz. Larry was just so good.
He's an animal.
I'd put him as a receiver. I need to get that running back. When I think of the running back, I don't know. There's played against a lot of really good running backs.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I don't know who I would just. I didn't play against anybody, so I'm not going to build one. Yeah, if you come up with a running back, let me know.
I will.
Yeah. So got a couple
Maybe
more.
Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
Adrian Peterson was a stud.
Yeah.
I mean, especially in his. I mean,
Imagine that team.
He had the speed.
Yeah.
He had the size. Yeah, by AP.
So this is from Jimmy G. When you golf with TobyMac, who wins?
Oh, me all day, every day.
He's never beat you?
No, never will. He's too old, too. Well, he might when he gets to play from the senior tees. Hear that, Toby? You'll be up with the senior tees here real soon.
Got him. Let me see here. This is from Craig.
Toby's good, though. Toby's a good player.
Is he?
And he loves it, too.
He's actually hit a hole in one before, hasn't he?
Probably.
I feel like I know that for some
miniature
weird
golf.
Reason. Yeah, exactly. It had the what is it? The windmill and everything.
Believe that.
This is from Craig Corona, San Diego, and this is the Steelers Nation West Coast.
Okay.
Was there ever an injury that was so bad that you considered retiring earlier? Maybe let's take up besides the arm.
Oh, was that besides my elbow? No, you know what? No, I felt the arm was the only one because none of my other injuries, they hurt. They were bad. Like this, that, and the other. But none were so were debilitating in the sense that my knees, my one knee's pretty bad. I've had 2 surgeries on it, but they've been meniscus surgery, so it's not the end of the world. So I never had like that big surgery or that big thing that you're like, man, am I ever going to be the same? I was very blessed with that. My arm was definitely the big one that was the scariest.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously for your position,
right?
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty blessed career, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Have
There's
one
no
big
doubt.
one. Yeah,
there's no doubt.
So Uncultured Steve, that's what he calls himself, wants to know what was your most memorable rushing touchdown.
Well, the first 2 that come to mind would be obviously the Super Bowl. You score in a Super Bowl, that's pretty special. But maybe my rookie year. Does that have to be in the NFL?
No, it didn't say so.
Okay, then I'm bringing out an old school one too.
Oh,
I think it was my rookie year. We played at home, and I think we were maybe down to Cleveland, or it was a really close game, needless to say. And I had a 40-yard touchdown run where I'm like drop back to pass and kind of like go up the middle and get like Fanick is blocking, he's blocking, Hines is blocking. I get to the end zone, I dive in. It's kind of like one of those hype moments, you know. So that either gave us the lead or extended something where it was like a big deal though. That was huge. And then in college, my like redshirt freshman year, I think my first year of playing, we played at Iowa. University of Iowa, and it's the end of the game. We're losing. I get it, but I had an 80-yard touchdown run.
Oh, is that old crazy legs?
That's
old crazy legs.
I had that on my phone. Yeah, I dropped back to pass. It was like a quarterback draw, back and started running. Was like weaving back and forth, get to the sideline. The last 10 yards, I'm running like this. I'm trying to pitch the ball to our running back who's like running beside me. I'm like, take it. And he's like, he doesn't want it either. Right. So I scored. I crossed the goal line. I was like,
done.
I thought I was going to die, like literally die. So I'll never forget that though. You had an 80-yarder in college.
Yeah, that is awesome, dude. I think, speaking of college, Noah Aguilar wants to know what was your major in college and why did you pick it?
Education, phys ed. I wanted to be a teacher and a coach. I wanted to be a gym teacher and a coach.
I think you'd be pretty good at that.
Yeah. We'd had mad kickball games in my gym class.
Just imagine like if your gym teacher was you. Like, oh, Mr. Roethlisberger, what's up, man? That's for me for gym class.
I don't have clothes today. I don't care. You're playing.
Yeah,
anyway.
You're running.
Like, there's no sitting out today.
Yeah, shouldn't have wore those corduroys, Derek.
Yeah.
All right.
I was the senior in high school that took gym class, even though I didn't get like credit for it because I was just going to keep taking gym.
Yes.
That was me.
Dude, I did that.
I wanted to dominate.
My senior year, I took a guitar class. We had a guitar class in my high school, but the teacher was the chorus teacher. So he didn't play guitar. He taught music theory. Okay. And I taught the class. Like he would teach the concept, and I would show it on the guitar.
Really? Yeah. Look, did you get credit for teaching and?
No, it was the only A I got though, for sure. This is a timely question, I think. Belistic. Have you ever played Augusta National?
I have.
What was
a
that
few
experience
times.
like?
Unbelievable. Very blessed to have played there with some amazing people, and it was an unbelievable experience. You're not really supposed to like talk about it too much. It's like
so I don't want to put you out.
Yeah, no.
Is it like Fight Club?
You do fight.
Dude, speaking of,
no, you are like literally not supposed to
it's
like they frown upon the member.
Do you have to sign like an NDA or something?
No, okay. But I just think that's like if you're a member, like you're not supposed to talk about being a member. They're really like there's some like So I have been blessed to play there. It's amazing.
That's so funny, dude.
Yes.
Now, I wasn't going to ask any follow-ups, and I'm still not. I just want you to know, because you're not allowed to talk about it, I want to ask so many more questions. I just
don't want to never be invited.
No, for sure. You can't. I was saying you can't just go roll up and do it. You got to get an invite.
Yes.
Be with somebody who's
Yes.
Yeah.
You can't step foot on there till they're there. I mean, there's a lot of rules, but it's so worth it.
I'm not even like so heavy into golf that I would appreciate that, but just because it's that exclusive, I'm like, I got to do it. I got to do it, man. Do you see like trees have fallen down and stuff like that?
That was crazy.
That's wild to me, bro.
Crazy.
I figure we can end it on this one.
Okay.
This is a good one to end it with. May and Randy Chavez want to know, do you remember what it felt like to take your first NFL snap and your last NFL snap? You remember those two emotions?
I remember what I remember the first one was being scared to death. Because in Baltimore, and it was like a line of under center, and like Ray Lewis is standing like this far from me because he's up in the line trying to intimidate me, like yelling at me, barking at me, like all this, like, rookie, I'm going to get you, this, that, and the other. So that was that'd
be terrifying for anyone.
It was scary. And then the last one was just so surreal because I didn't think I was going to go back out there. To go out there and take a knee and to have the ball in your hand. Because any coach or football player will tell you the greatest play in football is the victory formation, taking a knee. So getting to do that in the last game, we still had to go play, but making it like that at home, that was pretty special. I guess it wasn't my last ever snap. That's the last snap I liked. Like that's the one I like to think of as my last snap.
Do you remember like your actual because it was in Kansas City?
It wasn't in Kansas City. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. For everybody in Pittsburgh, that was the last snap. Yeah.
Yep.
That was, and I know we've talked about it on this show, and we'll end this with this final. But we've talked about it on this show before. But like anytime you guys ask about that moment, I just remember there was somebody, and I didn't get to write it down, but they asked, like, do you wish that you had a moment to stand in the field without all the reporters and whatnot there? Just to, like, soak it in and just kind of be there. Because you were swarmed.
Yeah. No, it would have been cool to, like, be at midfield and just, like, grab some grass and look around and just kind of, like, soak it all in. But
yeah, it felt like a mosh pit in the circle of reporters. Yeah. It felt like it was... But the entire time it felt like a movie. So I was filming it. There's footage on there, and I was watching the whole thing because I'm like, I can't miss this shot. I didn't see really what was happening. I was only watching it through the monitor, but it looked like a movie in the monitor. I'm like, this is a movie. Don't mess it up.
What if you'd been looking like this and you're like looking at all this stuff, and then you go back and look at the film and there's not one thing of me.
It's all turned around just a selfie. Yeah, I was like, dude, I was throwing elbows. Like I did the whole. It was just, there was not going to get that shot. I walked in like through a security guard. I was like, it's for that guy. Trust me. All right. We're going to,
Oh, Spence. There we go.
I'm getting better. That one's yours. Look at, dude, what is this? That's just bubbles.
Do I need to pour this?
Yeah, you actually might need to.
Well, folks.
There's no way you do it better. If you do it better than that, it's because I got it all out here. Yeah, whatever, man. You don't got to make it look so easy, dude. I mean, that was perfect, actually. You could put that in a commercial. That was a perfect pour.
That's what we do. That's what we do here.
Yeah.
That's why I'm the warden.
Yeah, for real. I'm the jester. Is that the same? Is that in the same? Thank you, sir.
There you go.
This is, what is this? Orpheus Brewing.
Orpheus. That's a sweet name.
Atalanta?
Oh, that's something. There's something to that. That's not an IPA.
No, sir.
That is a.
We're going back to the OG early episodes. That's what it looks like right there.
Some sort of a.
It is a saison.
Saison.
Yes.
Saison.
The heroine Atalanta. We see the traits of what we aim for in all of our beers. Piquant.
Sorry?
Dude, come on, man. That word. Piquant?
Oh, pecan.
Oh, yeah, that's what I said. All right, so deceptively robust and a bit wild. A tart plum saison. Atalanta, taste of plums intermingling with spicy yeast and a refreshing tartness that makes Atalanta as good for pairing with food as by itself. It's a sour saison, 5.25, and this is sent in by your loyal footballer, Patrick Wallace.
Patrick.
Yes, Patrick Wallace. Says,
Patrick, native funk.
Ben and Spence, first of all, I just want to say that my wife, my son, and I love the show / podcast.
Oh, well, thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, Ben, not only are you my second favorite Steeler of all time. Sorry, but Troy is my boy.
Understand?
Yeah,
Don't blame him.
that's a good one. That's a good one to lose to.
Yep.
All right, but you and I are the same age, only about a month apart. So I had the unique treat to watch you come up through the league and have your career parallel my life as a person and lifelong Steeler fan. While I am a Pittsburgh native, shout out Monroeville and Penn Hills, I've been living in Atlanta for some time now. So I sent yin / y'all. It's a little something for everybody.
Of course.
Some of these unique local Atlanta beers, and I hope you will enjoy. Thank you, Patrick Wallace.
Thank you, Patrick.
And now we have this tart plum saison to end the night.
It smells so weird.
Yep, that's what
What's
they do.
the saison?
I thought it was like it means seasonal.
Oh,
the
okay.
word is seasonal, but they're
Okay.
typically sour, in my experience. What are we working with?
It's sour.
It's been a minute since we did one of these. Is it really that bad?
It got you in the back.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like, because it's kind of sweet up front. It doesn't feel like it's gonna get you like that. It does.
It's almost like when is the sour part of your tongue the back part? Gotta be,
Is
right?
it?
I don't know, because that's when it gets me.
I mean, checks out for me, bro.
When it gets the back.
It hits like the sides.
Atalanta.
Atalanta.
Atalanta. That's what I'd
How
say.
do I pronounce it?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Listen, man. If you're watching this show,
You couldn't pronounce it because you were too busy.
spilling
foam everywhere.
That's what I do here.
Atalanta. Orpheus Brewing. I like that. Orpheus. What's a bear on the front? You like it? It's very
It's very good. I just can't imagine myself drinking a whole one of these.
to be tough.
Like if we're sitting by the fire, but hey man, throw me one of those Atalantas. You know what I'm saying?
You can't even say it.
No, I can't. That's what I mean.
Yeah, it's good though.
It's very good for what it is. This is what you want on a tasting menu. You want a little bit of this and like a food.
I thought it was gonna go away. It took a while to be there.
Yeah.
I was like, because sometimes that happens to me with sours. It's like it'd be super sour and
Yeah.
there's all this and that, but then like by the time you get into it more, it's like it's less sour.
Right.
Maybe your tongue like gets used to it. Like eating like a sour candy that's not as bad the next, like I don't know.
But not this one.
But I was kind of like at first I was like, okay, it's gone. But then it got me, so it wasn't gone.
Yeah, that
Gone?
one. No, that one's not as bad as the first one, but it's still there.
Yes.
Which, if you're a sour person, I would imagine you probably enjoy that. Like you don't want it to go away.
Yeah, I would.
Right.
I would think so.
Yeah. Cool. Dope can though. Super dope can. I guess that's Atalanta.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you guys. Thank you everybody that sent stuff in.
Yeah.
We're trying to get to it. I know you guys are asking for guests, and you've asked for a lot of them, and we are getting them.
How many people do you know, Ben?
I know I'm trying. We have some really cool people coming up. We'll do our best to get a guest. We'll get a guest for our next episode. We'll make sure of that. And we hear you. We hear you want Troy. I want Troy.
We all want Troy.
Yeah, there's some people we're working on. And we'll make some calls for some other ones. So we appreciate you guys tuning in and being fans, and we want to give you all what you want. So we work hard to make this show better every single time. And this one, you're either gonna love this one or hate it. And,
Yeah.
it is what it is. But we appreciate you guys and for tuning in. Spence, thanks for doing it with us.
Yeah, man. I'm glad to be here. So if you guys are not already, make sure you go follow Footballin with Ben on Instagram. We do beer lists. We're going to have Chef Evan, when he cooks here, we're going to start putting his recipes up there as well. Also, there is merchandise. We don't plug that very often, but there is merchandise, and I'll put a link for that into the description as well as all the other links to Jared's book. You'll be able to check that out, and the spoken word from our church that we'll share with you guys. We appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for all your time, and we'll see you next time.
Soon.
Yeah?
We'll make it soon.
Let's do it.
All right, do it. Bang. Like this.